Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Legend Knows Football. Today, I just want to share some um plays that I think that might take place, going to next season. As we've seen from the game against PSG and all the transfer rumors that are still, lingering surrounding our club in terms of players that we want to buy, and there's a lot of players that are still in talks in terms of leaving our club. Um, so it's gonna be a I think it's gonna be a great season for Chelsea. Um, a lot of pundits still don't think that we have what it takes to cement our place in the top four, as we've seen that across the globe we have a lot of doubters. A lot of hate, should I say hate or envy, or our team just comes under a lot of scrutiny always, but like a phoenix we rise from the ashes, and we always prove them wrong. So what I have on the screen is the formation that I think, never mind these guys, is the formation that I think we will play most, if not all, season. It's a 4-2-3-1 formation. With this is in reference to the game we had against PSG, because that's the best I've ever seen this post Abramovich Chelsea Football Club has played. So as you can see, the build up from the back on the right side is that Cole Palmer will mostly occupy this space. This triangle here is where I feel he will float most of the games. What I saw from Cole Palmer in that PSG game is that he also contributed defensively. There were some plays that he intercepted, you know, and he came deep to collect the ball in order. So when he comes deep, Gusto, when Palmer comes deep to receive the ball from a defender or from the midfield, from Caicedo or someone else, Gusto has Mendes pinned down, you know. Mendes is pinned down because Mendes can't come out, and Mendes couldn't come out to put pressure on Palmer. So Mendes had a decision to make, and that's how. If he stayed with Gusto, Gusto made that overlapping run, and that gave Palmer that space to move in this triangle to attack the box. So this is one play I want to talk about, is from the back. When Palmer comes in, or you see as the arrow goes, the ball goes there, and then to Caicedo, and then Gusto is already on his way. He is not part of the play anymore. So they focus on getting the ball to Palmer. And then when Gusto is there, the ball can go back from Palmer. The ball can go back to Gusto, and Gusto can occupy this area. Like I can talk about the first goal. Gusto went, and the same time, it wasn't this play. It was the play from Sanchez. Sanchez gave the ball to Gusto, and then Palmer was here. Palmer occupied this space, and obviously Gusto came into the box. He isolated the defender. It was a good counter attack. It was a good form of attack, and the ball ended up from Gusto after he took a shot. It ended up at Palmer's feet, and we all know that he has that magical finishing when he wants to do it, and the ball ended up in the bottom corner. So that's what I feel like most of our attacks would go through Palmer. I feel like this midfield three that I have here in the triangle, James, if I remember correctly, James Poch tried to play James in the midfield as well, but didn't have so much success. But under Maresca, I think there's a different instruction surrounding James and what his role is in the midfield. It's like James just occupies this general space in between Enzo and Caicedo, almost like a buffer, you know? When he gets the ball, he keeps cool, calm, and collected, releases it to Enzo, and then Enzo can make a further play upwards. So this will be, I wouldn't mind, because Gusto proved that he can keep the defensive side of the right back intact. That he can do a job that needs to be done, you know? What we expect from him, he can do it. And this ball, like I've said, this ball when Gusto pressures, you know, when he squeezes up into the opponent's half, and Sanchez can continuously give that ball, that is also a very dangerous play, especially when teams play like PSG has played. But when we play against a low block team, I feel like we can, with these players, Palmer drifting in there and Enzo also joining the attack, with Neto up there, Cucurella coming into play, we can flood the box. If you can see that Palmer again is here and Gusto comes up. So when we attack a low block team and we flood the box, this arrow is for João Pedro. If Palmer can play him in like he played him in against Man City, just give a small through ball and then Pedro can try and score from there. Or when Pedro takes the defense, when he splits the defense with his runs, Palmer can either play it to Gusto, and then Enzo makes that late run into the box. Him and Cucurella. Because sometimes you find Cucurella being in there. He scored a goal against Man U. Okay, but Man U's defense isn't that good. But I mean that against low block teams, we can flood them. We can create a lot of options. Pedro Neto, I think Pedro Neto is like a two-footed player. I've been observing him. He can either cross with the left foot, or he can come inside and maybe try and take a shot. But most of the times, I see him rather dribbles, and then he also sometimes passes back to Cucurella. Cucurella, we know that when there's a lay-off, he can also hit the ball with his left foot. And when we defend, like I said, Palmer comes back, Neto comes back, Cucurella comes in here, and Neto plays as a left wing back. That's what I saw against PSG. He helped out tremendously in the defense. He stood his ground. Sanchez was awake in the box. He was the one that was taking control of crosses, you know. When they came in, he was aware of what's going on around him. And then there's João Pedro, our new striker. He also likes to come deep and collect the ball. So that's the dangerous part when we attack. It's like, you know, we will defend, but when we win the ball, when we win the ball from our defense to attack, the transition is crazy. Neto goes up. When João Pedro, he can make a pass. There was one ball where which I think he gave it to Neto immediately. Just took one touch and boom, it was over. And then immediately he can attack. Palmer was also on his way. But Neto, sadly, Neto gave a cross and the goalie caught the ball. These two guys that I have here, it's just to say that, you know, Javi Simmons is a good player, very good player. Gittins I haven't really seen, but Javi Simmons, if we can get him, I think he would be much better than Gittins. And especially we have a lot of games coming up, so having these guys that are versatile, we don't know what the season has in store for us in terms of injuries and all of that. So maybe Neto gets injured, God forbid, then one of these guys can fill his gap. The only problem, I don't know if can help in the defense the way Neto does, because Neto is doing an incredible job, man. I like the way he comes back and helps out in defense. Javi Simmons has a physical aspect to him. He has that low center of gravity. He is skillful, so I feel like we should just go for him and forget this Garnacho situation. Estavao, we know he can also come into the team. We have Delap. When we play against this, especially the low block teams, I think the lap will be one of those strikers that we can actually cross the ball to. And he can win a header or two. He also has a good shooting range, taking shots when it's maybe tough to get into the box from outside the box, as well as João Pedro. So I feel like we are ready for this. I can't wait for the season to start, man. I just can't wait for the season to start. And obviously, you don't know what the coach is going to do. Maybe Castro goes off, and then Lavia will play in the midfield with Caicedo. They have played together, so they will know how to control the midfield. And then James, with his deadly deliveries, can do the same as what Castro has been doing. But I feel the most important part for us this season is Palmer finding space in this box. If Palmer can just get enough space in this box, this boy is deadly. This boy is deadly with his vision. If the defense doesn't come to him, he can score. If they come to him, he can pick a pass before it's too late. And with strikers unlike Jackson, Jackson made the runs, but he couldn't finish. Now we have a striker that makes the runs and can finish. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the season to start. So yeah, that's what I feel so far. Those are the plays that I think we will have. And they say if it's not broken, don't fix it. We also sometimes have this direct ball going from Caicedo straight into Palmer, into the feet of Palmer. So yeah, if it's like I said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. We don't need to play a different way, change a lot of tactics and stuff from week in, week out, as we've seen that we have that working formula when everybody works for the team, for each other, get stuck in a tackle in the faces of the opponent, then we can beat anybody. I feel we have the depth. We just need to get another player to supplement Cucurella. And yeah, obviously Kittens is there. Estavao can be a supplement to Cole Palmer. And yeah, our defense, Badiashile and Tossen is also there. Obviously James and Gusto for the right back. If Lavia can keep fit and be in the mix of the starting 11, and I feel we are ready, man. We can keep our place in the top four. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and have a blessed night. I will see you in the next upload.